walking through this dense foliage, seeing sunlight filtering in through a thick cover of leaves, listening to birdsong and the sudden flutter of wings, you could lead anyone to believe that these are the rainforests of the Amazon basin or the jungles of Assam. In reality, this lush green forest is in the heart of Rajasthan, 35 kilometers from the city of Kota. If that comes as a surprise, let us give you another startling fact. This used to be a barren, rocky, empty wasteland that was transformed by the arrival of Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited. Yes, a large industrial complex manufacturing ammonia and urea. Unlike the typical chemical plants of an earlier era, this plant has proved itself to be a champion of the environment. The company has emerged as the savior and the protector of the ecosystem. The company made the greenery possible. This was the inhospitable, lifeless terrain that Chambal Fertilizers took over in 1988. Right from the beginning, the top management of the company was determined to create an oasis in the middle of Rajasthan that could become a model for others to follow. The first step was to excavate the rock and make this rocky and barren wasteland fertile. Then, the saplings were planted. The tree plantation started even before construction of the factory began. The task was Herculean, and the results were heartening. From a dry, deserted dust bowl to acres of greenery as far as the eye can see. The transformation was almost magical. To achieve this, more than 265,000 trees were planted. Of the 1,060 acres of the entire area, around 525 acres have been developed as a naturally growing forest, a green belt and beautiful gardens. Home to thousands of birds and other wildlife, a fertile, flourishing natural ecosystem. A green belt 50 meters in width has been developed, girdling the entire complex. A colorful variety of plants has been selected, keeping in mind the climatic and soil conditions. Fruit trees and those with broad leaves have been specially planted to attract birds. And our feathered friends have responded beautifully. Around 500 peacocks make their home in the Chambal greens. Over 100 species of birds have been identified in the campus. In the summer, all the birds in the locality gather here, as all the surrounding areas are dry. All this thanks to an unlikely environmental activist, one of India's largest urea plants. The company invested around 100 crore rupees on environmental protection measures. By selecting and installing the best possible technologies that not only protect the environment but also mitigate the environmental threat from a typical chemical plant of this size. In fact, the mechanism to protect the ecosystem has been built into the plant's design and manufacturing process. A meticulous system of checks and balances within the process is in place, equipped with the latest hardware and microprocessor-based automatic control systems. This ensures that the surrounding environment is protected even in adverse situations. Air quality and groundwater are tested regularly within a 10-kilometer radius of the plant. There are 5 air monitoring stations, 1 in each of the 4 directions and 1 in the township. The first evidence of environmental quality is the smell of ammonia. There isn't any. Even the noise levels are the lowest in the industry. Most visitors comment favorably about both these measures. The birds seen within the plant are not visitors, but residents. Their presence and the greenery all around the plant prove how conducive the environment is for flora and fauna to flourish. The plant also has a record of being highly energy efficient per ton of urea produced. Of the 200 megawatts of power consumed, only 18 megawatts is electric power. The rest is steam, which is generated within the manufacturing process itself by recycling waste heat. A plant using less energy is automatically less polluting. The company has applied for carbon credits, achieved by reducing emissions, especially of greenhouse gases. Installation of a new technology called CRESS in the plant has further helped to reduce the use of fossil fuels. Solar-powered street lighting within the complex is being introduced gradually. The company is planning to install solar-powered lighting in the surrounding villages as well. Buildings like the club and the guest houses use solar-powered water heaters. New technologies are being adopted, with which even air conditioning systems will run on solar power. By utilizing the latest technologies innovatively, Chambal has succeeded in bringing down its water consumption to less than 5.5 cubic meters per ton of urea, as against the industry average of 8 cubic meters. The company built an anicut on the Kali Sindh River to harvest rainwater, which raises the capacity of the subsoil reservoir. This charges the groundwater levels and helps communities even miles away from the plant. The success of the wastewater treatment plant becomes obvious when we see the huge numbers of fish and aquatic birds that populate the holding ponds. The treated wastewater is safe enough to irrigate the huge green area. Over 68 kilometers of underground pipelines have been laid for this purpose alone. Not a drop of fresh water is used for horticultural purposes. The Quality Control and Environment Management Cell has been operational since the beginning of the project. Staffed by qualified and experienced personnel, it has been created with the single mandate of protecting the environment. To further strengthen the safeguards for safety and environmental protection, Chambal has initiated the Process Safety Management System that is practiced in the most advanced fertilizer plants abroad. The safety and environmental norms followed by the plant are far more stringent than those mandated by the government. The company has won the Sword of Honour from the British Safety Council for 2 years running. It has been awarded the Environment Management System Standard ISO 14001, the Quality Management System Standard ISO 9001, and the Occupational Health and Safety Management System Standard OSAS 18001 certifications. Chambal has always been willing to invest its own resources, whether financial, technological or human, to protect the environment and nurture it. A wise man once said, "We have not inherited the earth from our parents, we have borrowed it from our children." Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited devotes a great deal of its time, energies and resources to ensure that our children can enjoy life on a healthy planet. Our environment is our responsibility. Our survival depends on it.